Greetings, fellow book lovers. It's time for another edition of Shelf Life Book Reviews Online, where I present to you, the faithful reader, a book that I very highly recommend. And this time out, it's Upside Down by Danielle Steel. This is published by Delacorte Press, and it retails for $38.99. Now, there's not a lot that has not been said about Danielle Steel. Her longevity in the writing business surpasses over 5 decades. And the amazing thing about this woman is that she tells us that she writes all her books on an old typewriter. She doesn't use a computer because she's afraid she'll lose all the information. And all her books are written on classic old typewriters from decades ago, which makes you appreciate her all the more because she's written well over 100 books and she writes 4 or 5 new books a year. So this lady is tireless. I think writing is her fountain of youth because she's in her 70s, and based on this picture back here, this does not look like a 70-year-old woman. But anyways, the book. I know a lot of people pan Danielle Steel books because they say they're like a Hallmark movie. You know, it's the same predictable beginning, middle, and end. But still, getting from the beginning to the end is half the fun, and she does present us with a lot of interesting characters. And in Upside Down, she gives us a book that I would highly recommend. I found it engrossing. The characters were interesting. There's some you love, some you hate, but it still was a very well-written book. The book revolves around Ardith Law, a 61-year-old, I think she's 61 or 62-year-old actress. She's one of Hollywood's greatest acting icons. And she's been with a gentleman by the name of Bill West. He's 78, and he's also a great actor. And the two have had a relationship for well over a year. And she has a daughter, Morgan, who is a plastic surgeon in New York. And they haven't been really close because Morgan has always held it against her that when her career was at its peak, Ardith really favored career over daughter. Now, she lost her father at a very early age. He died in a helicopter crash with his mistress. It was only then that they realized that he had another woman on the side. But Morgan never really forgave her mother for sort of pushing her to the side as Ardith continued her career. Now, she was with Bill West. Now, Bill West hired a man, Josh Gray, to come and sort of to look out for her while Bill West was in London, England, filming a new movie. And so Josh Gray shows up in biker attire, and he looks like a real tough guy. And as soon as she sees him, torn jeans, torn shirt, boots, the whole bit, she calls the police because she thinks he's there to either rob her or do harm to her. But as she finds out he's a nice guy, she tells him to clean up the next time he gets there, and he does. And even though he's in his 40s and Ardith is in her 60s, there's a connection there between Ardith and Josh. And so it's interesting. Bill does die in London, England, of a heart attack. So she's alone, and the two get close. Morgan comes for the funeral of Bill West. She just comes there. She just comes and goes. And once again, there's no closeness. But in the meantime, Morgan finds love herself with a man by the name of Ben Ryan, a TV anchorman. And the two get very close. There's age difference with them as well, too. He's an older man and she's a younger girl. But there's problems for Ben Ryan because a intern who comes to work for the TV station seduces him. And they have sex. And she says she's pregnant with his child, but as we find out, there's double dealing and deceit there. She just really wants his money. She wants to almost extort $1 million, or else she'll say that he raped her. So it's really a complex book, and it is engrossing. And Ardith and Josh get closer. So the book really is about relationships, about people sort of expecting the worst of another person, but finding out in reality that person is not who we think they are. So it's classic Danielle Steel. I'll say that if you're not a fan of Danielle Steel, there's no way I can convince you that this is a book you should read. if you are a fan of Daniel Steele, I'll convince you to say this is a must-read book. So if you do purchase it, please let me know if you do agree with my review. And I really do like Danielle Steele, even from a man's perspective. I've read dozens of her books, and I don't think there's too many that I've really thought was subpar. So, Upside Down, go look for it. Thank you for watching my video review. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Until we meet again, and we will very soon with another great book, stay safe, stay sane, stay in touch, and I will see you at the bookstore. Bye for now.